Hi, it's Matt Kendall once again doing another interview with somebody who we've just been through their case studies. And so I can certify today to become an IEMT practitioner. So well done. That's about 2 or 3 this week. So I've got Mel today. Whereabouts are you based, Mel?
I'm in Suffolk, in the UK.
In Suffolk. Ed Sheeran land, isn't it? Suffolk.
It is indeed.
There we go. He's building a whole village or something. Okay. So Mel attended, was it July or was it
No, it was the March one. The end
March?
of
Okay.
March.
So it was in March that you came to do the training. Like I say, we've just done the case studies and everything now. We're certifying her today. So what these interviews are about, if you haven't seen them before, it's just to give you a realistic view of what it's like to go through the training and what it's like using IMT, that's all. So it's basically around 4 questions. The first question is, Mel, what's your background in therapy and work? What's your sort of career?
Well, to be honest, I don't really have a background in therapy as such. Was a project manager for my normal job. I recently, or more than recently now, became interested in hypnotherapy, trained to do hypnotherapy, decided that I wanted to progress into more areas and not just concentrate on hypnotherapy. And I saw lots of people sort of recommending IEMT, but I didn't know what it was. So I did a little bit of research and, found out what it was, thought it looked very interesting. And so I don't really have a background in therapy as such. Other than training as a hypnotherapist.
Can I ask you, what was it that sparked your interest in becoming a hypnotherapist in the first place?
I think I wanted a complete career change.
Oh, okay.
I don't work well working for other people. And I just think being able to help people, there's not much of a better job than that. So I don't know why hypnotherapy in particular piqued my interest. To be honest, I didn't even particularly believe in it when I first started looking at it. I was a skeptic. But the more I sort of read and the more I did, the more I realized that actually I think it is real and there is something in this. And so I went from a total skeptic to a total believer. And that has totally changed my view on a lot of things, I must admit. So
cool.
So it's quite an interesting time for me.
Because I get a lot of hypnotherapists come and do this course as well, to add it, especially with people working online. They're not necessarily wanting to hypnotize people, over online, which I totally get. So I'm a hypnotherapist, but I wouldn't do hypnosis online. I like them to be in the room if I'm going to work with them. So you heard about IEMT from just other people and stuff. So you started doing your research, and then how did you come across me? Do you remember?
By Facebook, I think. I must have searched on Facebook, and you're pretty active on there. So yeah, that's how I found you.
Perfect. So you found me on there. You obviously probably watched some reviews, probably some like this. Then you came on the course. So what was it like going through the training in terms of the materials you were supplied beforehand, the actual training itself, what the materials were like, how it was delivered, working on breakout rooms, the experiences that you had, and how it's been with the aftercare and support?
Okay. Well, I mean, you sent through the manual first, and I must admit, I probably had a little bit of a head start on that because I had watched Andy Austin's videos. So I kind of had an idea already, and I was halfway through Sonia's book as well. So the case, the manual was relatively straightforward, but of course there are aspects of it that are still, better, much more understandable when explained in person and demonstrated. So that was all good. Coming on the training, it was a nice group. It was a nice size of group. It was kept quite light-hearted and friendly. I think for me personally, the training seemed to be at a good sort of pace. We had enough time in breakout rooms and things to go over things, but not enough time that you sat around thinking, well, what do we do now? So that all worked very well. Worked with a lot of different people, so it wasn't just the same people and over and over again. And actually it was very refreshing to see real changes actually within the group as well. And I mean, as I've spoken to you before, you know, personally, I found I had a huge change in me from one of the demos that you did on me. So that in itself was worth coming on the course for, you know, just that change in me, let alone everything else I learned.
Cool. And have you found the aftercare support as well?
Great, all good. I mean, I took a little while to do my case studies, or actually to set up this interview after the case studies.
Yeah.
Because different things have been going on in my life. But yeah, all good. I've got no complaints.
Brilliant. So how did you find taking these skills from the training room to actually working with your case studies? How was it, and how were the results that you got?
I must admit, I am far more confident with this than I am with hypnotherapy.
Okay.
I find it, you know, it's a very easy process to follow, because it is a process that you follow. And once you understand it, it is a very simple process, but very, very effective. And I don't say you're guaranteed results with it, but you know, it's great to see those instant results, and sometimes it's unbelievable to see the results. You know, and it's great to have somebody going away from your meeting with them or your session with them, you know, with a smile on their face when they came in, you know, in a desperate situation. So I really like IEMT, I must admit.
And when you were doing it with people, were you did you find that people you worked with, they were quite shocked at the results as well?
Yeah. I think both people, you know, the two case studies that I did, both people were pretty skeptical about it. You know, totally understandably.
Yeah, cool.
But they both had huge changes. So yeah, and it was good seeing the difference in them from the second session, or from the first session to the second session, because they came to the first one skeptical and I'm not really sure about this, and then the second session they're really up for it.
You know, I often find when I speak to counselors and therapists, the first session is often uncomfortable and they don't often want to come to the second one. With IEMT, the first session is quite uncomfortable. They can't wait for the second one. You know, so they're early, like, hi, you know, it's waiting to work. So because of experience, the changes.
And the fact that, you know, I said that the huge change in me that happened after or during the training, just from that demo, I believe it, and I know the difference that it can make. So that's great for me as well, because, you know, a lot of the time, if you don't experience issues and you don't experience the cure for them, or the remedy for them, you're never really 100% sure that it works. Whereas with this, I know 100% it works, because it worked for me.
Brilliant. And I find this is why I make the actual training so practical, for this exact reason. The more you experience yourself, the better therapist is going to make you, because you'll have actual empathy with your clients.
That's it. And sometimes you don't notice straight away, or you think there's a difference, but you're kind of a little bit, well, is it or isn't it? But over the next few days, you really start to see the difference.
Yeah, because it takes a few. This is why we do sessions a week apart, and it really does start to kick in. And I think that you've said other people noticed in you, and this is why you get so many referrals as an IEMT therapist, because the other people see the changes in people. You know, you can go for therapy for ages and you might not know, you know, or, you know, a friend might be, and you might not know they're going for therapy. With IEMT, somebody might be going for one session, you see them, it's like, well, what happened on Tuesday to you? You know, it's
that's it. And I rave about it to people, really, the difference just one thing made to me. So yeah, I find it great. I really do.
And going forward, what do you want to work with? Which kind of people? How do you see, you know, using IEMT in your practice?
Well, you know, I'd like to combine the hypnotherapy with IEMT, and I must admit, when I took the IEMT course, I was kind of looking at it as a backup to hypnotherapy. I'm now kind of thinking that actually I might do it the other way around, because I like IEMT so much and it is so effective. And so I know not everything can be cured, you know, can be dealt with IEMT, but it would be my first point of call rather than my backup. Which I'm really happy about, because I'm so much more confident with it than I am.
Brilliant. What I do is that when I'm working in person with people, I do everything that we've done in that session. I'll then create a pattern out of to cement in with hypnosis. And
That's
that
a good
works
idea,
really
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well. Brilliant. If people want to come and work with you, do you have any socials at all or websites?
I don't at the moment. I'm in the middle of setting them all up. So
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and congratulations.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.